All right. Good day, everyone. Welcome to this special edition of Tech Crips. And I am so amazing this morning because I am in the studio this morning with a wonderful person in the house. And this is a season of record breaking. Because today we are here with a superhero. In fact, I would say that he's an amazing person because it's not easy. We have a very trending issues in internet now about Hader Basi who has broke the world record for cooking 100 hours. It is not an easy task. But right here in the city of Aba, we have an amazing person who is here in this studio with me this morning. And today, this wonderful man is here. Please, sir, can you tell us your name, sir?
My name is Okezie Vincent.
Okezie Vincent. Yes, Okezie Vincent is an amazing and a talented young man who has attempted world record and has broken more than 5 times. Today, he's here in the studio. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Okay, if you look at me here, we have a whole lot of. In fact, I am so excited because I never break world record. But today, in fact, I don't touch one. So today we have Okezie Vincent who has 4 world record. Please, okay, 5 world record. So Okezie, can you tell us how did you got all this award?
Okay, it was my manager Chukwebuka Ezra that led me to get this award. So he applied for the award. I attempted. So that is how I get 5 awards.
Okay, I am seeing that you have a manager who has been so amazing because it's not all managers that would like their mentees to excel and to break record. Because some of them might want to overshadow you and be the best of all the best while you continue being under them. But today we are so happy. But I want to know, Hader Basi has broke the record of cooking competition. Please, what record did you break? Tell us. Just explain to us how all these things got to be.
I broke record football freestyle. It's a record of football freestyle.
Okay.
So yeah, the first one, the most consecutive backward handspring with a football soccer. The second one, the most passes of a football while balancing on the back of someone. The third one, the most over and under passes of a football. The fourth one is the most spin of a football. You spin, you transfer, team of 2. The last one is the most around the world tricks while holding arms together. So that is the 5 records.
That's so amazing. That's so amazing. Okay. Aside this freestyle football, what other things do you do as a person?
Yeah, I'm still in school. I'm still in SS2, and also I joined my uncle in mechanic workshop. I'm an apprentice in my uncle's mechanic workshop. So after school, sometimes I go to mechanic workshop. Sometimes I go and play football and also join freestyle. So that's how I combined it.
That's serious. That's serious. Yeah. Okay. You have been so dedicated because we believe that your dedication is what has given you all this record. But aside all these things you do, what has been the source of inspiration? What inspires you to keep doing what you are doing?
Yes, it's always my manager that encourages us, give us some words of motivation, and even show us other professionals that football has been their career. Football has made them known. Football has made people has recognized them. So it gives us words of motivation that make us to continue in our career.
All right. What are the challenges you face while combining your school as a secondary school student? Yes, I remember when I was in secondary school, I was trying to maybe do one other things, maybe support myself, my parents, and all those things. And you at the same time, you do football, you still go to your uncle's workshop, and I know you also maybe help your parents at home to do one or two things. What are the challenges? How do you manage to cope with all these things?
Yes, most times the challenge is most time your friends will tell you to leave one and focus one, but
Of course.
you got to ignore them. Sometimes, most time, your teachers will, because I do train before I go to school. So by sometimes I go to school by 8 o'clock, my teacher will flog me. It's like, so you ignore those things and focus on what you are doing. Believe that one day God will do it for you. So that is how those are the challenges that I got. Even sometimes my parents may send me a message, I leave it and play football. After they will flog me, something like that. But you still ignore those things and focus on what you are doing.
Okay. So, before now, we may not have heard about you, and I know your manager may have tried to maybe showcase you to people, talk about what you have achieved and all those things. But have you been able to get any government recommendation or any official person talk about you or any official visit from any government officials?
No, I've not gotten any attention from the government.
Okay. Okay, that's so amazing. I feel so happy having you in the studio this morning. And what are your advice to some other people who feel like they can do it, but maybe they don't know how to balance the two, doing this and doing this?
Yes, I will advise them to give their time, schedule their time, share their time. If you combine this, you combine this. I advise them to even have patience, ignore people that because people will talk, people will say leave her and focus on.
Yeah.
You ignore them and continue with what you are doing. You because you ignore some advice because people always advise you to leave something that you are
Of
doing.
course.
So you ignore them and focus on what you are doing and have patience. So that is the advice I will give to people that want to be like me.
All right. Thank you very much, and thank you for coming to the studio this morning.
Thank
We
you.
are so glad to have you, and maybe from time to time we might still bring you to the studio to talk about other things you do, and maybe we'll now look into that your mechanical aspect because me, I want to learn more about that one.
No problem.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
joining. Please stay tuned for today's episode. Thank you. Good morning, sir. Thank you for joining us at the studio this morning. Please, can we know you?
Oh, I'm Chukwuebuka Ezua. I'm the founder of the Chukwuebuka Freestyle Entertainment and Academy.
Mm. So, I've got to understand that there have been a lot of people under you, and most of them has won this Guinness World Record, which Victor was one of them. Um, Vincent was one of them. Please, can you tell me more about what you do and how you were able to get these kids and they are doing these amazing things?
Okay, in our academy, we are into grassroots development of talent, any kind of creative talent at all. We work on them. We go to schools. We have a weekly training program where we discover talents called the Chukwuebuka School Freestyle Football Training Program. It was kicked the program in 2019 after one of my boys became the 2018 Nigerian champion. He represented Nigeria at the World Championship in Poland that year. So through this school training program, we go to schools in Akwa Ibom, Abahia, Enugu, and we'll be starting in Anambra from Saturday. So we'll go to develop this talent. We'll work on the kids. Though we'll work directly with the schools and the parents. So from there, that was how we discovered these kids.
So, I want to ask a very direct question. This Guinness World Record, do they get paid or is it just recognition? If it's just recognition, why will I have to just get it? What are the advantages for me to have this certificate?
Okay. Before you set a Guinness World Record attempt, you go apply for a record on their website.
Okay.
It will be, you see where it's written out. we don't pay record holders.
Okay.
Uh-huh. So it's in their terms and conditions. We don't pay record holders. So if you wish to continue, good.
Yeah.
If you don't wish to continue, good.
Great.
But the benefits involved in becoming a Guinness World Record holder, you know, Chino Sechi, 5-time Guinness World Record holder from Anambra State. He was featured in the 221, 222, and 223 Guinness World Record book, the only Nigerian in the book. And you can imagine if you are in Nigeria here, you've not been to London, UK, and you want to get into the Guinness World Record book. If you want to do it by yourself, you know how much you pay just to get into the book. But due to you have an amazing skill, the world find your talent interesting, they feature you in the book. You know, they don't pay. On 1st of February, when we had our Guinness World Record attempt in Milan, it was an all expenses paid. It was we had 3 slots for me, the boy, and I had to include the father. So all expenses paid, and visa was assured. So you can imagine if you want to apply for all those things by yourself, how much you pay. At times you pay someone to get a visa for you to this country, and at the end of the day, they don't get it for you. You spend a lot. So we had over 3 weeks visa to stay, and it was a Shanghai visa. So, you know, in life there are things money cannot buy.
Yeah, of course.
There are things money cannot buy. You know, with the Guinness World Record now, the recognition you get, you are recognized by the Anambra State Governor and the wife, Ms. Soludo. The wife personally called me when we returned from Milan. You know, and without this award,
of course,
do you think someone of that caliber would even have to call on phone to congratulate us, or to the extent of inviting us to the governor's lodge? We stayed with the governor for about 3 hours, and the wife, talking as if we know them before. You know, all those privileges money cannot buy. We heard of Hilda Bassi, who had a Guinness World Record attempt. Was it last week or some weeks ago? You know, the kind of people who called her due to the social publicity hype and so.
Yeah.
You know, those are one of the benefits you get. So some in life, money cannot. There are some things in life money cannot buy. So, but with this Guinness World Record, this Guinness World Record can go to anywhere in the world. So it doesn't come with money, but the words.
Yeah, thank you very much. We are so glad to have you in the studio this morning, and I want to still once again thank you for what you are doing.
Thank you.
It's not easy, even though it might seem like the world is not hearing about what you are doing, or the nation is not hearing about what you are doing, because I think one of the things that raised the dust about what you've been doing now is this Hilda Bassi issue. And people now started saying, no, we've heard about somebody who has won 5 records, and somebody just attempting 1, and everybody is shouting everywhere. So one of the things I want to encourage you to do is don't relent on telling the stories. Don't say, we've tried. No, keep telling the stories. Keep talking about what you do. Wherever you stand, talk about it. And I want to appeal to other media agencies. Please let us talk about our own. And that is why we're here at TechCrib today, to talk about you and your amazing team. It's not easy. These guys are so amazing. It's not an easy task. And it has been a wonderful one. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And once again, thank you for what you do with these kids.
Thank you very
and
much.
I believe so much that God Almighty will bless you. And you know what? See, from now, the level that you will get to, you will not expect it. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, remember you are still watching TechCrib series. Don't forget to like, share, and follow. God bless you. See your regular host, Benjamin.